Hi guys. As you can see, I kind of zoomed my video um, to make it look well. Actually, it's not working. Um, I think it's pausing here and there again because I zoomed in my video to make it look like it's close, so that way you guys can see my paintings or whatever. Anyway, I'm teaching you on this big, huge canvas. It's a 14 by 18. I know I usually do use 8 by 10s, but today we're going to use big canvas. Let's see how that works. So I haven't got my colors out. Like I said, I always wait until I get on video, then I put my colors out. So first of all, I'm going to put blue on my palette. This is it's what is it? A cobalt blue. I got all kinds of blues. I got cobalt blue. I got everything. And then I'm going to use white. Just plain white. Since I have a big canvas, I'm still going to use a pretty little brush. Not that one. Let me see if I can find a brush. I'll use this brush. And even though it's a big canvas, I'm going to use a small brush because I figured that it might take me some time to paint. So I'm going to do this canvas has white over it because I had to start over, so I just painted the whole picture white. And as you can see, you don't see any color underneath it or anything because I layered it twice. Actually, hold on. Let me get this thing up. The can. This is. There we go. Okay. Sometimes I don't use this thing because it's just too much hassle, but I have to get up so I can paint this. Just go the blue all the way, almost all the way down. As you can see, I kind of missed that part because I'm going to go over it with blue here and just try to measure it. Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't really use big canvases for being on YouTube, but today we're going to try it out. I mean, you guys can use any kind of canvas you want. You don't have to use a big one. You can use a tiny one. You can use a small one. You can use a medium size. Now we're going to do white. Since the canvas is already white underneath, I'm just going to do white. See, some of the blue is showing. So, which is fine. Blue shows that's good. And then I go down to right about here is where I'm going to stop. That's why I make lines when I paint. That way I know where I'm going to stop. So I need some white. Try to put a little bit of paint on your palette because if you ever need more, you can pour more because you don't really need a lot of paint even if it's a big canvas, you don't really need a lot of paint. So there, see how that is? How light gets on the bottom? That's how it should be. And of course, if I want to do a sunset or something, I can do that as well. Which I may do that because I like sunsets. So if you do a sunset, I usually use this color, well, flamingo coral. Wait, flamingo coral. That makes a pretty sunset too. Well, red does too. They all the bright colors like that do make a pretty sunset. So with the sunset, I'm gonna like put it right here. I'm just gonna put it right across the horizon, like that. I'm gonna put this one too. I just love skies with sunsets. It's just really nice. Okay, and then I'm gonna just put a little bit of sunset here. Make it look like sun is going through. See how I kind of curve it? I don't really go straight. Like that, see? And that shows that the sun is going through the clouds. And now, speaking of the sun, I might do a sun, which um, I can do it with this color. Usually the sun is yellow, but since I got this color out already, I just rather use it. Actually, when you look at the sunsets, sun isn't really yellow. When the sun comes through, it makes everything really, really pretty. So, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this color and just kind of put it right here where the sun is shining, and that's how you do it. Because you don't want to, you want to be able to highlight the ground or whatever where the sun is shining, like that. And very lightly, not very hard, you just tap on your brush on the canvas. Now, I'm going to put like, I don't know if I should use green or this color for the ground. This color is yellow, yellow oxide. So I can put this color on, plus the green, and maybe it'll be pretty. We'll see. I haven't really mixed this color with anything, um, but I can probably get by with mixing it with green. So we'll see what happens here. Using this brush. Make sure when you cover the ground, don't cover the sun, whatever call it. Don't cover that part. Just try to go around it as best as you can. Personally, I don't even know what I'm painting yet. I just go on painting, and usually it turns out pretty good after I'm done. So we'll just see what happens. This is your painting. You can paint whatever. I mean, you can follow me too, but you can paint whatever you want also. So it's that's the joy of painting. You get to paint whatever you want, um, whatever color you like, and it just works out really good. And don't let people judge your painting because um, it's not good to judge other people's painting. I don't ever judge someone's painting. And the artists I follow, they're all pretty good. I mean, they never have paintings that I can't really follow. So they're pretty good. I'm not as good as they are. I mean, I don't paint things that look like a real painting. I'm unique. That's the main thing. I'm pretty unique in my painting. I don't do what they do. I might I might watch them to see what kind of background they do or whatever. But as far as painting the exact same thing, I never do that. Because if I do that, then I'm I feel like I'm cheating. And I never trace things. Well, I'll trace like a butterfly or something that I can't really do freehand. But as far as tracing stuff, I don't do that very often at all. And all this that I paint is from my imagination. None of it's from anybody else. So what you want to do, see how that is the middle part. What you want to do now is take your, that was coral color, and just go like this. Just barely, I don't barely have paint on there. So, oh shoot. And then you just go like that. And it will, yeah, some of it, I don't know. But that's how you kind of make the sun thing. And if you want, you could like, don't go on the sun part, just like this, see, if you want to do that. It's kind of hard to make a shadow of the sun on the ground, but just do the best you can. That's all I ever do is the best I can. It's the important part is that you like your own painting. You don't have to worry about how other people like it because everybody has their own opinions about things. So now we'll put green because it'll be like a green brown ground because I just when I walk around I just love green grass and I also like smell mowed grass because that smells so good. And so anyway, just put green on this part. And you can split it around like that. I mean, try not to cover the gold part or whatever you call it, the yellow oxide. Don't try not to cover the whole thing of that because you want to show. I mean, you want to make it show through. So you see how I do that? Barely even tap on the brush. Or I mean, you can cover the thing a little bit, but don't take it out too much. Like this side too. You can basically cover a little bit. I'm just spreading it on the green part. That's gonna go like this. See how I kind of make it go down like that? This part too. Because it's supposed to be kind of like a cliff, I guess. I call it, or a little, you know how ditches are. That's what it's supposed to be like, a little ditch. But, no, get out of that cliff. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put like this. There we go. Now this is the sun part, so put this white and coral together. See how I do that? It doesn't look like what it's supposed to, but it's supposed to be the sun rays or whatever. But I can. I don't think the sun rays goes that far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this part right here. Because I know the sun rays don't go quite that far. And there you go. Now you can cover that with green too. Because I'm trying to make it to where you can see the sun. Well, this is actually the sun. Um, it's actually sun. It's not a sunrise. It's more like a sunset, I guess you would say. But there's that. If you make a mistake, that's fine. Everybody makes mistakes in their life. Whether it's painting, whether it's anything really. And it's normal to make a mistake because everybody does. So a little bit darker. Yeah, don't ask me when I'm painting that because I don't know. Right now I'm just making a mess. But yeah, so there's the sun rays. What I'm going to do is add something like little things to the sun so people know it's the sun. So, see how I do that? I kind of tap, tap, tap on the sun. And I'm going to add white. And there's the sun. And now, let's see. some clouds. Because that up there is not clouds. That's like the, yeah, try not to have too much paint in the palette. I know I told you guys that already. But I'm just trying to help you guys to not waste so much paint because it's very easy to waste paint, especially if you don't use it all. Um, it's better not to waste too much. So now, we make a couple clouds. And as you can see, clouds are different. They're different forms, shapes. They're not all the same shape. So you can't really see these clouds too much because it's kind of hidden under the white and blue. But yeah, so, and I'm using the number 8 brush for the clouds. So, and you can use a brush that you feel more comfortable with. Um, there are some brushes that I don't feel comfortable with, so I don't really use them. But just pick out a brush that you feel comfortable with, and just do it. Just paint with it and see how you like it. And if you don't like the brush, don't use it. That's that's what I say. So anyway, I got the clouds. Um, I try not to use too much black either because black um, just gives the paint. I mean, I just don't use black. Um, so anyway, I'm gonna do this. See how I kind of you just curve it like a cliff. This, see how I do that. And on this side too. Don't be afraid to do anything in life because everything in life is a challenge. I mean, whether you're painting something and you want to be a perfect painter by having everything that looks real, um, don't do that. Don't make it look real because well you can if you want to, but it's to me it's kind of hard to make things look real sometimes. Um, I just stick with the painting I do, and I'm happy with it. So, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna paint now. Um, so I've already painted the green. Just trying to. When you add too much paint, it drips all over. So try not to add too much paint. Okay. Now, I'm gonna add brown. Guess what? I might be painting a house again. And this time, I'm going to try to paint a different house. Because I'm always painting the same houses, and I need to paint a bigger house or better house. So, I'm using this brush for the house. It's a number 8 again. So now I'm gonna add brown. Okay. Um, this house is going to be kind of a. And this house is going to be kind of like a gingerbread house, I guess. It's going to be a small house. I'm I'm usually making kind of a big house, but this one is going to be kind of a small house. Very small, actually. And all you do is color it in. Don't pay attention to that noise out there. Doing something outside. I don't know what, but don't pay attention. Just you hear noise, don't pay attention to it. It's outside. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the white paint. Now that I add too much white again, I always end up adding too much white, so therefore I got a lot of white on my palette now, and I don't, I don't need to add any more white. That's it. That's all I need. So as you can tell, it's a small house. Very small. I hope they're not cutting down more trees. I don't know what they're doing out there. I don't think I want to know what they're doing out there. But yeah, so that's a house. Um, now we make the windows this color. This is a fluorescent orange. And it's fluorescent, all right. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. And I like to use it. I still have a lot of these tubes. It's called shuttle art, and I still have quite a few colors with that. And I'm trying to use them up so I don't have to buy any more paint. But sorry about all the noise, guys. I don't know what's going on out there. It's like I don't even want to know, probably. Oh, okay, it's the neighbors. He's cutting the leaves for her. My neighbor next door, she's kind of old and she's a hermit. She never comes out of her house. But she has her grandkids to help her, which is good. I'm glad she has somebody who can actually help her. Because it's pretty sad when you don't have anybody, and it's just really sad. So now, as you could see, if you could see my house, it's a small house. Um, it just has two windows on the side, and it doesn't have a window in the front. So um, then I'm gonna make a bridge going this way. kind of hard to predict how a bridge looks. It's like you never go across a bridge, or I never go across a bridge. So I don't really know how they look, but okay, now I'm gonna put like little kind of what do you call it? Not well, kind of a path right here. There. There's a bridge. There's a house. And what else? Um, I'll probably put some birds up here. You notice how birds just fly in a they fly all together. They fly together, and hardly any of them get separated, except for these two. So there's the birds. As you can see, I'm painting a landscape, and I'm gonna paint like a tree, but I need a different brush again. Um, I'm gonna use this brush for a tree, and I'm gonna use brown. Because trees might be right here. And you can make it as big as you want or as small as you want, or you can even make a mistake here. See how that dripped? I can just erase it with that. It's no big deal. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the corner of my brush and just make trunks in brown. And you don't want to press the, you don't want to press it too hard. Barely do it. Because if you press it too hard, you're going to mess up the whole painting. I'm just using the corner of my brush right now. But I think this brush has a chisel edge. Yeah, it does actually. So I just use a chiseled edge. And then we'll make more branches. But actually, the branches I'm going to use this brush. Just use a detail brush for the small stuff. All I would say is I do more landscapes than I do anything else. I'm trying to learn how to do animals. Animals are kind of tricky. I mean, sure, they come with shapes and stuff, but once you get the the shapes in, you're fine. But once you You have to do the face. It's hard. Faces are always hard, whether it's animals or humans or any kind of face is hard. Not that I give up on doing animals. I still want to learn how to do animals. It takes a little time to learn. So this is like a gingerbread house. And I need to redo the, let's see, I need to do this again. I don't want it too white. If you don't want it too white, just kind of go over it like that. See? And this I learned how to do all this. I didn't go to college or anything. I learned it um, from YouTube, actually. And I learned it from a lady named Allison. She's an artist on YouTube, and I learned it from her. A lot of it from her. And I still watch her. She's pretty good. Uh, it's easy to. She makes it. She makes it so easy for me to paint what I need to paint. Yeah, this brush doesn't do very good. This brush I always use for leaves and stuff. It's just it does all the work for me. See how it does? This is the only brush I use for leaves because the other brushes I've tried to use and I wasn't happy with it. So now that you got the leaves on, now take your green and add that on top of the other ones. Actually, I should do a different green because this one, um, we have a different, or maybe I could do, I'll do this light green. Light green is much better than, yeah, much better. Just take your light green and just don't press too hard. 'Cause if you press too hard, you're gonna hit all kinds of. Well, it doesn't matter. If you want a lot of leaves, you can press however hard you want. Okay. This tree is full, so that means it must be a summer thing. Um, there I go using my brushes again. I always end up doing that. I try not to use a lot of brushes because it's hard to tell you guys which brush is which. And so I put white on this trunk here. Okay, you guys can tell that's a bridge. So it is. The bridge goes from this side to that side. And now, um, some little green grass here. Make it however long you want or however short you want. And I just had way too much white. So, way too much white on my roof. Yeah, you can always cover it with brown if you think you have too much white. Because either way, you're gonna know that's your roof because it's light brown and white. It's not just white and it's not just brown. When you add white to any color, it turns out to be lighter. You see, you could tell that's a roof and that's a house. And my, let me see what else I can draw. A car. Draw a small car. And I'm using my detail brush for this. Now, see how I traced it with white paint? I learned that from Allison too. You can do that with white paint too. Just come out with the shapes and you got yourself something here. I might actually paint this car um, a bright orange. There. Now, what I'm going to do is paint the tires. Paint them whatever color you want. You don't have to paint the tires black. Even though tires are black, but you don't have to paint them black. Just put a door here. No, not window. There. It's going to be the door. And that's going to be the window. Or I'll paint the window white. This is the whole window. Pretty cute, huh? But that's a car. Put the steering wheel right there. And let's see. It's pretty cute, huh? I'm getting there. I'm kind of knowing what to paint. Um, Once I start painting, then I know what I'm painting actually. So now, um, let's see. I'm gonna build probably another could be a house or a barn. This one probably will be a little barn or a shed. Yeah, actually a shed. The sheds have doors, but they don't have windows. So if I just build a shed, this one will be like the door is going to be here. It'll be a big door. And it'll have a little tiny window, real tiny. And the door's going to be like, the middle part's going to be right here. And I'm going to make the roof kind of white. And what else? So the house has a shed, doesn't have a garage. So, and then you make a fence. Blue fence. Oh, that's different. That's okay. Not all fences have to be brown, right? Okay, now I'm gonna mark it like use green and brown. See what I can get. Actually, doesn't really show. Um, Maybe I should just stick with green because it shows more. Brown doesn't really show. Not everybody colors their fence brown. So you can still see it after I add white. When you do a fence, you usually have to be very careful not to mess it up. Is everybody enjoying my painting? It's it takes a long time for this kind of painting because I'm on a bigger canvas and it's just time consuming. But I still enjoy it, whether it's on a big canvas, small canvas. I still enjoy teaching you guys. Okay, now I'm gonna try to draw a cow. This could be a challenge. Um, so what you do when you draw a cow, you like look at the shape of it, okay? And then you go like that. It's kind of a bowl shape, I guess. And then you go straight down like that. And then this curves around for his body. And then you take his leg straight down. I'm going to draw a small cow actually. And then this, that's his behind. And then what you do with the that's his neck. That's his head. And then his ears or his ear. And then you just color him in. Pretty good, huh? It's an easy way to do it. It's just go by the shape, what shape the animal has. And of course, it might look like a horse to some, but it's actually a cow. So, yeah, it does look like a horse. Because a cow, well, I guess it could be a cow. Anyway, it looks like something. And so that's what a cow is. And now, um, I don't want to paint the cow brown. And the only color I can use now is black. And I don't like black, but if I have to use it, I'll use it. So we put black on my, or no, it's gray. Okay, it's even better. So I'm gonna paint the cow gray. And don't be afraid to make a mistake, because we all learn from our mistakes. And it's very, with painting, it's very easy to make a mistake. You're not careful, you don't paint real slow, you can make a mistake. And today I'm painting kind of slow, so I think I'd rather paint slow than paint fast. Ears, put a little color on them, and of course now the cow's bigger than the car. Um, now how do I do that? Huh. Okay, well I'm gonna repaint this car. I don't know how I did that. I made the car big or smaller. Made the cow bigger than the car. What I was supposed to do, I was supposed to make the car bigger than the cow. But um I'll just go over it with green like this. See what I mean by mistakes? You just have to kind of correct it somehow. And so, of course, now the house is smaller than the cow. Oh well. The cow's in the foreground, so it doesn't matter how the house looks. Because when you're closer to something, it's bigger. But when something's far away, it's smaller. So the cow is supposed to be closer, that's why it's bigger than the house. But and the tree's closer, that's why the trees are bigger than the house anyway. But the bridge, well, that's in the background too. So, but yeah, I enjoy painting. Doesn't matter how many mistakes I make, I still enjoy my paintings. Make a small cloud here, and make a small cloud here. You can have as many, you can put in as many clouds as you want. Usually I put in like four clouds. What I'm gonna do, I might put some, this might be hills or mountains. Put a couple hills back here. They're not mountains, they're hills. So, because mountains are kind of pointed, hills aren't. And like this is way in the background, so it's going to look small. I gotta remember that when stuff is in the background, that it has to be smaller than the stuff that's in the foreground. So actually, that needs to be covered. This part needs to be covered. Yeah, I like gray better than I do black. I don't know why I don't like black. I just don't like black. It's just, I don't know. So what you want to do is right here, just take the white and just, and that's part of the sun. And with the tree, let's see, I have to kind of make a shadow right here for the tree. You don't want to pick, when you make shadows, you don't want to pick up too much paint because then it's more, then it ends up being more, what do you call it? I'm gonna redo this again. Cliff. You can tell that's a cliff because it's kind of crooked looking. I'm just doing it like this with the white. Just kind of make. Don't press too hard on the brush. Just barely, barely tap on it, and it'll give you streaks like this. See? So now it looks like a cliff, and there's a bridge going over it. See? Now, thing is, I need to put something here because if there's a bridge going over it, there has to be something in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my green and just tap tap on the green on the bottom of the plate. And these will be like, um, this will probably be like flowers or something that's underneath the bridge. And let me see, I'll paint flowers. Um, Let me see, guys. I might paint them purple. So I'm going to use this purple I have from the Dollar Tree or whatever. And I'm going to like tap on the flowers, purple flowers. This is what I'm going to do. Just tap, 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 tap. And it'll be flowers, see? Purple flowers. Very pretty. Purple's a very pretty color. And that's one of my favorite colors too, purple. And then I'm going to put all my paintings back here. That's why I'm facing you guys. I'm going to put red on the other part. Purple and red is going to be the. Now I try not to put like I said, I try not to put too much paint on my palette because it just goes to waste. So what I do is I put the red around the purple. I don't touch the purple part at all. And there's my flowers. See how pretty that is? That's really pretty. Actually, I could put some green up here too, because this is gonna just be the sun thing. So you just put the stuff up there, and you take the purple again. Just add purple to that side, like that. And then you put red. And just see how pretty that is. It's like a um, lilac garden. But instead of walking over the flowers, there's a bridge to walk over it. So now I'll put some flowers on the edge here. Or I'm going to put just try green or any. You could put however many flowers or whatever you want. Um, I try not to push too hard on the brush like I just did, but that's okay. This side, put some more greenery, and then red on this side. Pretty, huh? It's very pretty. And put red on this side. And I'm gonna put some green over by the fence. That's why I like this brush so much because it does most of the work for you. You don't really have to do anything with the brush. Boy, I hadn't realized I've been online for over an hour now. I never realized I've been that long, but I'm enjoying myself. Now I'm going to put flowers, different flowers over here. See how they are pretty? Very pretty. I just love flowers. I could put, I could have a whole flower garden and it wouldn't bother me. some green over here. And again, I'll probably put some flowers too. Some flowers up here. Wow. Talk about a flower garden. That's probably what they have is a flower garden. Um, it's just really pretty. Now, what I'm going to do, add some white to these hills. Now, these are hills. They're not mountains because mountains are more pointier. So, and voila, that's my painting. I think that's about it. So hold on, I gotta redo I have to kind of color the cow because you can't really see him too much. So what you want to do is take your white and just trace around his body and his ears. That way people can see that there's a cow up there. Okay, there we go. Alright guys, I hope you have a good day. I hope you enjoyed my painting. Please subscribe and like it, so I know that you do like it. And this is supposed to be a house with a, I don't know what you call it, but it's a house with a garden cliff or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoys their day. Have a good day. Take care. Bye now.